Dodgers look to go up 2-0 in the National League Championship Series. They're in Milwaukee to face the Brewers tonight with Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the hill for L.A. Brewers are countering with Freddie Peralta. You'll see it at 8 o'clock Eastern Time on TBS from American Family Field. Game 3 of the ALCS tomorrow night in Seattle. That's going to be on Fox Sports 1, 8 Eastern. Mariners up on the Blue Jays 2-0. Titans offensive line coach Bill Callahan no longer with the organization. He is not remaining on the staff under interim head coach Mike McCoy, likely because his son Brian Callahan fired yesterday as the Titans head coach. McCoy did say the rest of the staff will remain in place in Nashville. Ravens released cornerback C.J. Gardner-Johnson after signing with the team last week. Well, former All-Pro Jets offensive lineman Nick Mangold announced he is in search of a kidney donor with type O blood. Mangold was diagnosed with a genetic defect in 2006 that has led to chronic kidney disease. I'm Dan Byer.
Wow, to quote Brother Love in the 90s, I love you.
Wow, that's a great impression.
Thanks, buddy.
I had to look to make sure it wasn't him.
Wow.
You know, he's like the main writer for wrestling now.
Brother Love?
You didn't know this?
I love it.
I love it. Hey,
I love you like John Lovitz.
I was Sam on the ones and twos. Danny G, super producing. You got your buds, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Let's go.
Broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. If you miss any of today's show, you want to catch Rich's amazing Brother Love impression again.
I love you.
Oh, my God, is it him?
I mean, jeez.
You got to catch the podcast. Search Covino and Rich, Covino and Rich, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow, rate, and review. 5 stars, please. Thanks. Let's rock.
See who's on the update? Brother Dan Byer.
Yeah. The greatest in the land, the best in the game. And
man.
Spotty the Adonis Sorge on the videos. Covino and Rich FSR. Covino and Rich FSR is our new YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. Send it to a friend. See what you hear. Watch it whenever. When you're doing the bowl scroll later, check out our YouTube page and say what's up. Now, later today, every Tuesday, giving away prizes, Showtime Mahomes Trivia. So, Showtime, I'm sorry, I think he goes by Showboy Mahomes Trivia now.
Showboy?
Yeah, Showboy Mahomes.
I mean, somehow that team is right back on the top of the heap, if you ask me. We're going to talk NFL today because I feel like there's a reason why every fan base in the NFL, maybe except for the Jets, has like some odd reason to be sort of pumped.
Okay.
I'll explain. Plus, we're going to talk about your best out-of-town sports experiences. We're going to talk about last night's wild Dodgers game. So much to get to. So little time.
That being said, hope you had a Mariners-Dodgers sort of night, a Bears-Falcons sort of night, a Bijan sort of night. And I can already tell where you're going. The fact that the Falcons beat the Bills, you have to say to yourself, well, I guess it's anybody's season.
I mean, I should have done a little head scratcher when Vegas had it at like 3.5, 4.5 points at times. Like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, the Bills, this is a bounce-back week. They're going to crush the Falcons. And
so if you're a good team like the Steelers, like the Colts, like the Buccaneers, and
it might be real,
you're competing at a higher level than expected, you might have a legitimate chance because all the other teams that you thought were going to be more dominant seem to be pretty average and vulnerable. The Lions, the Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs. They're all beatable teams, at least as of now. We always say by week 6, you have a pretty good understanding of where the teams are going. Guess what? In the blink of an eye, we're there already, and we're like, yeah, it's anyone's season, I guess, right now, unless there's some major, major turnarounds. Injuries have changed everything. It's not the NFL we expected. Rich and I were joking on our Patreon today. We do a Patreon Monday through Thursday. That's Covino and Rich Uncensored, Unleashed.
Oh, man.
That's patreon.com/Covino and Rich if you're interested in checking it out and joining that fun. But we were talking about how, is our game broken? Is the NFL broken? Because how is Daniel Jones one of the most dominant quarterbacks in the league, but Josh Allen is not. What's going on? And you're blowing in the cartridge like the game's not working.
Did you blow it in?
Like we're living in the upside down.
Sometimes you got to put another game on top of it to keep it held in.
But you realize it's the players that are broken. It's not the game. It's the players. There's turf toe and high ankle sprains and broken ankles and just not the teams that we were expecting on the field. So, Rich, I know where you're going. Everybody should be excited because it's anybody's season. And just when we thought Aaron Rodgers was the joke of all jokes, I actually had a thought driving here in the rain. The rain, driving.
It's nice when it rains in L.A.,
It
right?
provokes thought. I scratched my beard. Yeah, the more scruff I get, Sam, the deeper my thoughts get. So I start scratching my scruff, and I'm looking out at the rain, and I thought to myself, what's a greater story? Is the greater story a tough and rugged MVP caliber like Baker Mayfield wins a Super Bowl from zero to hero, proving that he is the Tom Brady of Johnny Manziel's, or Aaron Rodgers going out on a high note? Because no one would have expected that either. I don't think. I wouldn't have. Even though he has one, it would be sort of cool if you have no dog in the race to see him shut everybody up too and prove that he knew all along, even though we all doubted it. That's a cool story.
Or Daniel Jones, who was a top-level pick that was thrown in the trash by the Giants.
I'll sign up for that one too,
and,
man.
You know, we talked preseason. I remember Dan Byer, Danny G, we were all talking about, really, wow, the Colts are saying that it's an actual quarterback competition. Because I remember at first thinking it was like a Fugazi competition. Like, oh, it's Anthony Richardson's job, but they have to say,
right.
Oh, Daniel Jones is
lip
in the
service.
mix.
Yeah, just saying the right things.
And then when Richardson really is not performing up to par and got a little banged up, and you're like, Daniel Jones, huh? And now 5-1. I know it's early.
Up to par like John Parr.
It's true. Great reference.
St. Elmo's fire, bro.
But I just think the NFL is so wild right now.
Tim Tebow's fire.
The minute you thought you saw it had a grasp on, all right, here's a couple elite teams. The Eagles haven't looked good. The Bills haven't looked good. The Chiefs look like they were in the trash, and now they look
dude,
like they're coming back.
Imagine if the Giants catch fire with the two dopes, the two boneheads, with Scatterbo and Jackson Dart, those two goons.
They're going to bump heads into a keg stand.
Right? The two wild and crazy guys. Imagine that's the story.
Back to Daniel Jones for a second. This stat is wild. The Colts, this is from Jordan Schultz, our friend of the show.
What up, Jordan?
The Colts have scored 194 points through 6 games, the most any Colts team has ever scored in the first 6 games of a season in franchise history. Think about Peyton Manning and some of the high-powered offenses they had. That's crazy.
I mean, people come out of nowhere. I mean, Dan Byer, no one thought Russell Wilson at first would be the guy for you guys in Seattle back in the day. Brock Purdy was your afterthought, Mr. Irrelevant, and Trey Lance, and then, wow, Brock Purdy's a $50 million man now. Crazier things have happened.
It proves
Daniel
to
Jones
everybody
is
that
such a good story.
Nobody knows Jack Diddley squat.
Like we said yesterday, Baker Mayfield tossed around for a few teams, got one game, one shot with the Rams, and let the world remember, wait, does he got some juice left in that squeeze? And here he is, right?
Chris Ballard has been under the microscope where people think that he's even passed his 9 lives with the Indianapolis Colts. And you mentioned the Daniel Jones thing. It was Ballard who said in January that when, or at least in the early parts of 2025, when they brought in Daniel Jones, that it was going to be an open competition. And then Anthony Richardson couldn't stay healthy. The Colts also lost a couple of linemen to the Minnesota Vikings during that time, but they locked up other offensive linemen. And now all of a sudden, Jonathan Taylor staying healthy, knock on wood.
Right.
He had a great season last year, but that's also been an issue. But all of these things coming together, and now we even look at the Colts front office is like, they know what they're doing. Look at what they know what's going on.
And what was it, like a year and a half ago? Who was their coach? The guy with the light eyes?
There was Frank Reich, and then there was Shane Steichen, and then
it was like an experiment for a second.
Jeff Saturday for the interim?
Yes.
The guy with
the light eyes.
eyes.
I just picture him having like the guy with the beautiful eyes.
You're talking lizard eyes like Love is Blind?
Yeah. So, but in that moment, do you
Hungry eyes.
remember we thought like, wow, the Colts are a disaster.
Yeah.
And how quickly things could turn around. And I saw a great stat. I was watching that Colts game pretty closely on Sunday. And Jonathan Taylor is top 5 all-time average yards per game. Like, he's averaging in his career between 90 and 100 yards a game rushing. The guy's a beast when healthy. We know this, but you're right. Health is wealth, especially this year in the NFL, and he's bringing it.
You know what it is? It's all the top-level teams, the top-tier teams look pretty average, and the teams that are playing dominant, we're just not really buying into it the way we should be. Like, yeah, there's no way the Colts could be this good.
Bro, can I throw another one
at you?
of you?
There's no way the Steelers are going to sustain this. There's no way the Buccaneers can continue playing that way. It's just everything seems like we're living in the upside down, Stranger Things style. Nothing's making sense, but it also keeps everybody's rooting interest high because it's anyone's season.
Yeah, throw the Jags in there.
Oh, yeah.
Can I throw someone else in there as well? Talk about another turnaround when a franchise goes through a couple down years, and could the Patriots be back?
They're definitely
good.
They're definitely not weak like they used to be.
Patriots after this week are going to be 5-2. Patriots are going to be 5-2, and I remember in the beginning of the season, someone picked the Patriots to sneak into the postseason as their like wild and crazy prediction. The Patriots are on their way. And if it's not this year, they at least have the groundwork, and Drake May's looking good. It's an interesting season.
Iowa Sam also on the pick sheet. What was your out on a limb, Sam?
Patriots to go 9-8.
Okay. Now the over-under was 8.5.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that. I thought they were just expected to be butt for another season.
Yeah. I was Sam really going out on a crazy limb for that one.
Yeah.
They are back, by the way. The Patriots are back. They are here to stay. Yes.
They seem to be the real deal. We say cop a booty feel. Real deal, cop a booty feel. So based on that, you got your Bears over the Commanders yesterday, 25-24. Falcons over the Bills. That was a surprise. How are they so ass out of nowhere like that? Falcons 24, Bills 14. My girlfriend, she's a big fan of I Want Your Flex podcast, Dan Byer.
I've heard that.
Yeah, she's like, you keep saying Josh Allen's the best. He stinks because she has him on her fantasy team. And I'm like, you can't drop Josh Allen. She's like, but he stinks. I'm like, he doesn't stink.
Yeah, he's had probably the highest point total of any player so far this season, depending on your scoring system. But as of late, it's been a rough go, and a team like Atlanta really matches up poorly with Buffalo because they can't stop the run.
Okay, but imagine this. Ready? This is my girlfriend's first time playing any fantasy sport whatsoever, and she really dove in. So she came to me with all these questions, and if you base my answers on what you would have thought this season, it looks like I know nothing.
I was going to say,
none of us do.
Your
but
answer
I'm
was
like,
probably, listen to Dan Byer.
Yeah, I'm like, check out the I Want Your Flex podcast. Dan Byer's the fantasy guy. I'm like, I don't know. I watch all the games. She's like, you watch, you don't know anything. But based on everything you would have thought, it looks like I truly, not just me, know nothing. Because if she's like, should I get Josh Allen? I'm like, Josh Allen? He's the best quarterback in the league. Absolutely. Get Josh. And it seems like everything that you thought was going to happen is the exact opposite so far. So it's anyone's season.
Yeah. And you know who's on the flip is having a pretty good fantasy year, at least for me? Mahomes. Like, not that it's Patrick Mahomes, but I didn't expect him to be one of the guys sort of carrying me. And he's running for touchdowns. He's fast for touchdowns. He's putting up more yards
for the past 2
than the last
years.
year.
Yeah.
They're saying this is a comeback when it comes to those type of stats.
Yeah.
The past 2 years, it's been all Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. But this is sort of a comeback year stat-wise for Patrick Mahomes.
It is completely, and I think it's for two big reasons. They don't really have a guy that can run the football anymore.
Right, yeah.
Like Isaiah Pacheco isn't that guy. Kareem Hunt seeing more and more action. Also, their defense isn't as strong as it has been in years past, and they've been a defensive team the last couple of years. Now they need Patrick Mahomes to be Patrick Mahomes, and now heading into Week 7 where they face Danny's Raiders, they get Rashee Rice back. He's off of his 6-game suspension, so another weapon for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and when you're playing in these close games, you're sometimes playing from behind, or there's reasons why Mahomes is back. But if the season ended today, the crazy part is when you look at who'd be in. It's not who you thought, and every year, without fail, you see that same stupid stat, which is half the teams from the previous season don't make the playoffs, and you think every year, how is that possible? Because you go through and you're like, well, the Bills are a lock, the Ravens are a lock, and just right there already, the Bills will likely make the playoffs, but Ravens 1-5, they're not going to make it. You look through the conferences, and you're like, you're thinking, well, maybe there's something to be said about the parity and how the NFL does do it right.
I think the best stat, the Dan Patrick stat of the day, is that teams who have head coaches that wear capri pants are 1-11 this year when you factor in McDaniel and Aaron Glenn. So
Who came up with that, Marvin?
I saw a meme that said that. No.
I think it was a Barstool thing.
Yeah, was it a Barstool
Oh, you
thing?
said
Yeah.
the Dan Patrick trick of the day or something.
No, well, that's what he calls it, stat of the day or whatever.
Covino
But, yeah.
head coaches who wear vests this season.
Oh, is there a stat for this?
10-0.
Oh,
Vests.
I just made that up.
Oh, really? That's why I'm
Are you
investing.
investing?
Yeah, so Aaron Glenn wearing his capri pants, not a single win the show for it, and Dolphins got one win.
That's funny.
So anyway, when you add all that up, right, and we just sit here confused, like, is this game broken? I really think, although it keeps you interested, it shines a brighter light on how exciting the MLB postseason is. Because if I were keeping score, I know the ratings might show otherwise because NFL's still king. I get it. But my personal opinion is baseball won. If it was a Monday night competition, you had a double doozy of NFL football, and you're left there confused, like the Bills are weak? What's going on? I feel like the vibe in the MLB was so much more electric, boogie, oogie, oogie, and I don't even have a team in the race. Mariners are doing what the Yankees couldn't, and I loved watching that. Dominating the Blue Jays, they're up 2-0. But again, electric atmosphere. That Dodgers game, the Dodgers-Brewers game, oh my God.
I've thoughts about the Dodgers.
Seat.
I have thoughts. We're going to get to
Man,
the Dodgers
to the point,
next.
Rich,
Snell was dealing.
to the point where, honestly, we're so prone to make that channel switch to the NFL. Like, I was hesitant to do so. I was just trying to get an update, but my baseball had the big TV yesterday, man.
Not going to lie. My kids wanted to watch baseball. I said, what do you guys want to watch, some football or baseball? And they go, who's playing? I said, the Dodgers. And, of course, I lost my kids to the Dodgers. They wanted to watch. And
I lost my kids to the
and even in between innings, there was no instinct to flip back to football because at no point were the Bills, in my mind,
No.
they weren't really in it in
And
my
it didn't
mind.
feel as exciting. It
No.
just didn't. And I get it. We're comparing postseason to regular season, but like we said yesterday, even in the past, you would have chose football before that if your team wasn't in it.
What about the logjam known as the NFC West? The Niners, Seahawks, and Rams all at 4-2, all battling injuries, all, maybe not good enough to really go that far, but someone's going to come
Like,
out of
there's
that
a
division.
logjam in the NFC West.
Dude, look at that. 3 teams at 4-2.
Somebody get some Metamucil for those bad boys.
And then the NFC North. Don't sleep on Chicago. Could it be? Could Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams have figured this out enough to compete where they couldn't last year, where Caleb couldn't, get it done last year? Is Ben Johnson the answer?
All they needed was your Niner kicker.
And Jake Moody, that son of a. All of a sudden, he's looks like he's great. But that's a great division as well. NFC North.
You think Jeff Saturday has some piercing eyes? Ben Johnson will stare at you and burn a hole in your forehead. Those are some scary eyes,
Can
man.
I tell you, besides, I don't want to be ADD all over the place, but we had football last night. We had baseball last night. An amazing night for sports, for even the casual fan, right? You had a
man.
You
It
had
was
to have
overload.
Well, you had multiple Monday night games and great playoff baseball. When all that was done, I obviously had to catch up on Love is Blind with my wife.
Well, new episodes start tomorrow.
But after that, I'm going to start tonight. I've heard no one talk about it, and the preview looks awesome. Are we not watching, is it Chad Powers, or what is it?
Yeah, Chad Powers.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, and it's produced by the Mannings, how he was a college football player that made like a huge mistake in the national championship.
Yeah,
And then
drops the ball as he's crossing the goal line,
Yeah.
which has been in the news.
Yeah, he drops the ball as he crosses. Did you know the storyline?
I remember seeing the trailer.
All right,
I
so it's
remember the character,
Glenn
too.
Powell, who was in that movie with Sidney Sweeney. He's like a hunky dude, right? In the national
He was in
championship.
Twisters.
Yeah, national championship, the dude.
Does he have piercing eyes?
The guy's handsome.
Huh.
He's crossing the goal line and does the boner play where he drops the ball a second too soon.
Yeah.
his team loses the national championship, so he's like the most hated man around.
He's like a pariah, an outcast.
So he goes in disguise to like a smaller college, and he's awesome. And everyone's like, "Who's this new guy?" And he just has like face.
He's got a weird voice.
I see the ads all the time, but is there buzz about it? Is it good?
Can I just say that when I watched the trailer the first time, because it's been advertised all over,
I
it
see
looks
it all the
so
time.
cheesy. But the more I look into it, it looks really fun and funny.
It's 4 episodes deep, and they seem like 30,
so he's
40
like a
minutes.
flawed guy or what?
He's like Mrs. Doubtfire for football.
Right. No, I understand the premise, but is he a guy? Is he like
you know whose coach is on the smaller conference, smaller college team? Steve Zahn.
I love Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn.
He's good. Yeah.
It's got a good cast.
The cast looks cool, and I'm like, usually you hear something, like even if it's a dumb show, like Daniel will be like, yo, Brendan and I watch Love is Blind or Morning Show or Black Rabbit on Netflix. I haven't heard anyone talk about
Same.
Chad Powers.
No one's tried to sell me on it.
We love football.
Yeah, but maybe
the
there's
Mannings
something
are
to
behind
that.
it.
I'd rather watch reruns of Kenny Powers, maybe. I don't know, because I think there's something to that. If no one's buzzing about it, maybe it's not that good.
Well, we have that one. It's funny you mentioned that, Rich, because we were wondering if we should check that out. And then also, I know it's not weekend hobnobbing, but nobody was talking about Task on HBO Max. We started that show, and we were like, how did we not hear about this from anybody?
You know why? Because there's so much. Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Peacock, Paramount.
Oversaturated.
There's so much stuff that because Covino always tell me that no one watches. I'm shocked that I don't hear more people talk about like Only Murders in the Building. Steve Martin. I love that show. My wife and I watch, and I'm like, does no one watch this?
I have a theory. My theory is this:
too much.
I think we're oversaturated with AI videos on social media. It's like, all right, enough of this. We're getting bored with it, and we don't know what to believe. And we're like, all right, my friend's an action hero on AI. Who cares? Right? Sora app is sweeping the nation.
Pauly D shaved his head.
I saw that. Ruining social media with these stupid fake videos, and all your friends sending a million fake videos to you. You're now
fighting a gorilla.
You're really looking for something
fight
else
is
to
fixed.
watch. Like I need another show to stack up.
Yeah.
Covino,
because it needs to fill the void of my bowl scroll now because I'm bored of social media.
No, but Covino, you made a good point earlier today. He was saying remember how fake profiles and fake girls sort of ruined MySpace?
Well,
like
MySpace was great until
it became spammy.
It became spammy, and we're like, all right, we moved on to Facebook and other platforms. I'm getting that same vibe with social media, period.
Is it possible that TikTok and Instagram, the demise could be too much fake AI stuff and Sora and this and that?
Yeah.
That you're like, you know what?
It hurts the brain. You don't know what to believe, and it takes away from the good stuff that was actually real, right? It waters it down. So that might be a good thing in the long run anyway to get us off social media. That being said, hit us up at Covino and Rich in the meantime. But because of that,
you still care.
No, but because I'm putting the phone down, it seems a little more than usual. I do need another show on top of that.
Well,
Rich,
if you don't want to, I'll watch tonight. I'll be the experiment. I'll be the guinea pig. I'll let you know if it's worth watching.
Any good.
But when I watched the preview, I'm like, football. The Mannings are behind it. Like I said, Glenn Powell seems like a likable dude. How is no one talking about it? But then again, on HBO Max, or is it Apple TV? I watched
Or is it MGM Plus? Or is it
I don't think exactly.
Peacock?
I watched Stick with Owen Wilson and Mark Maron about golf, and it was a comedy. I thought it was fantastic, yet I haven't heard anyone talk about it, and I thought it was great.
The Chad Powers character is based off of Eli Manning going to Penn State and putting on prosthetics and trying out for the team. It was all like a big sketch.
Yeah, it was great.
So it could have some laughs in it.
So listen, I'm going to give it a shot tonight.
Let us know. And the takeaway here is the unbelievable parity in the NFL. It really is. Every fan base should be excited. And baseball did win, I think, Monday night, however. Ratings might not say so, but as far as electricity and excitement, a great night for baseball. There's one good game tonight. We'll talk more about that later. Plus, Showtime Mahomes trivia. We got prizes to give away. It's an action-packed Taco Tuesday on Covino and Rich.
But yesterday after the show, I went to the gym. 'Cause, hit your mid-40s. Guys just work a little extra hard.
Girls for the girls,
it's my
man.
birthday.
Yeah.
You hit your 40s and you're like, all right, I got to work harder. I'm at the gym, and there's only one TV on the Dodgers-Phillies game. And I looked around the gym.
I think one word. Pathetic.
I looked around, Danny G, and I commented on this. I left a video on my Instagram story in disgust because
I saw it.
I looked around and I saw 9 people with Dodger hats or T-shirts on. So let me tell you, LA people represent the Dodgers, but you know what they are? They're full of baloney.
No, you can't call them the LA Dodger fans, though,
baloney.
Rich. A real Dodger fan is not going to be in the middle of 2 miles of cardio.
I know. Someone told me
while
that. Go to Echo Park, go to downtown LA.
Yeah, I said, you go deeper into LA and then tell me that they're not going to have the Dodgers game on all the TVs. No. Sherman Oaks, I'm sorry, it's not Los Angeles.
I get it.
It is Los Angeles.
Yeah, but
I live in LA.
It's not Dodger Los Angeles.
As transplants, we're from the East Coast. It's really disappointing, though, because I experienced that a lot, as Rich did yesterday. It's like, you guys for real right now? How do you not have it on?
Dan Byer, it's wild.
Well, I was going to say, I try to give the license plate frame people the benefit of the doubt when I know that their team is playing at that point. Like maybe this poor guy's at work, and I know he's got the game on the radio, though, as he's listening to the Rams as he has his Rams license plate frame.
It dawned on me at the gym when I was doing triceps, a little rope pull down deal, the guy next to me had a Dodgers hat and a Dodgers T-shirt on. And I was like, all right, I'm going to observe this guy because the one TV across the room is the only one with the Dodgers game on. And this guy must have thought I was into him or something because I kept looking at him like, is he going to glance at the TV? This guy is wearing a Dodgers hat and a Dodgers shirt. There's one TV in front of the treadmills on the far side that I kept myself going back to look at just because I'm a sports fan.
Did the treadmills have the little personal TV?
No, they did not.
Okay.
And
Do you think the treadmills we go to have personal TVs? We're lucky if they work.
Full selection of cable.
We go to the Weekdays gym until we get that Dan Patrick money.
Yeah, until we get that DP money.
We know a lot of passionate Dodger fans, and then obviously in every city where you have a winning team, you're going to see like the Patriots. There were a lot of Patriots gear all throughout Boston and Massachusetts, and not all of those people were riding with the Patriots when they were losing.
I think what Danny G is saying, we're in the San Fernando Valley, and maybe the Valley is a different type of fan.
Maybe, but I'll say this.
They're more into all-valley karate.
There's levels of fans, right? There's levels of so many things, right?
That's what it is.
There's levels of fans, and again, not just fans. Anything you talk about, there's going to be levels of. There's some people that are music fans, and then there's no. There's music fans that know cuts of albums and singers of groups, and other people I don't know who's in that band.
They're wearing the T-shirt of the band.
And
they couldn't name you a single song.
Weak. They might be a fan of a band, and you're like, they might not know the album names, but they know a couple songs they like. I just know me and how I am with my sports teams. If the Mets, maybe because the Mets stink, but when the Mets are in the playoffs, I've traveled to New York to be there at the game, or I've actually said to the boss, can I broadcast from home that day so I don't miss any during my commute? If you're a fan, there's no way you wouldn't be locked in during a postseason game.
Oh, for sure.
I've seen Covino on his phone at a restaurant during a regular season game. I don't know.
I witnessed Danny G watching a Raiders game at a Rams game. How about that?
I don't disagree with that. You went to a Rams game because you probably got a nice opportunity. But you're I still want to check out.
Yeah, my kid wanted to go. I brought him, but I'm I'm watching the whole Raiders game on my phone.
It's because you care. Yeah, it's just some people don't care as much. It's as simple as that.
It's casual versus diehard. It's you could say the same again about music. There's people that.
And if anyone gives you flack, it's what? Why? Because I care a lot?
Yeah, it's casual fans versus diehards.
Yeah,
That's
again,
what it is.
Maybe I shouldn't care so much about the casual fan. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on him. But there are times where I'm man, Dodgers tonight. And I'm just trying to make conversation with a dad at the school. And he's oh, they're playing tonight? I'm they're playing tonight. It's the divisional series. What do you like? Stuff like that will drive me bonkers.
Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio.
Whew. Good song choice, Iowa Sam.
Is this going out to Jeff Saturday? From Rich to Jeff?
Hungry eyes.
Eric Carmen, Hungry Eyes. Woo. Iowa Sam on the 1s and 2s. We got Danny G super producing, and he's getting all the questions ready for Showboy Mahomes trivia. And the Adonis Spotty Sword is on the videos. Again, streaming live on YouTube. Covino and Rich FSR. Covino and Rich FSR. Steve Covino, Rich Davis. Dan Byers got your update in a few minutes. And I want to say this, Rich. Remember I said how baseball won Monday night over football?
I believe so. I agree.
Yeah, but in all fairness, you know what really pulled me in? The 8-6-2 double play.
What? We're going to get to it. We're going to get to
the
it.
most ridiculous play that ever was.
I
really think that was it. I'm like, oh, my God. The Brewers got to win now after that.
Well, there's so much that you could talk about when it comes to the Dodgers. But I want to throw a quick story at you guys.
Please.
And I want to know, it's a case of, do you call your buddy out or not?
Yes.
You know, sometimes you let it slide.
You never let anything slide. This guy, Rich, Mr. Busybody, Sir Yaps-a-lot, if I stumble over one word, he can't not point it out.
I mean, that is true. But you ever have your buddy or pal or coworker say, hey, do you mind sponsoring my kid for a nice charity, like a run walk or for sick kids or cancer or whatever? You always want to do the right thing. Yeah, I'll sponsor your kid, sure.
Like Alyssa Milano.
Yeah, you want to donate a couple bucks? My buddy said to me, and by the way, the Alyssa Milano thing, not the same.
She wanted new uniforms for her entire team, right? Her kids' team.
I think she wanted them to travel. What was it, to Washington, D.C. or something?
Yeah, this is not an Alyssa
Travel
Milano
ball.
case. This was like, hey, my kid's doing a basketball event for charity. And he said, do you want to sponsor him? I said, certainly. It's for a good cause. You got it, pal. And he said, they get 100 free throws, and you sponsor my kid for how many of the free throws he could get.
Did you size up the kid?
He's like 10, 12 years old, right? Like he's a
preteen. Did you see if he had any athletic ability?
So I go, Andy, what are people doing? He goes, I don't want to put you out. I was like, what, $1 or $2 a shot? Whatever it is, sign me up. He just texted me, and he goes, yo, the event went well. He had 80 out of 100.
Come on. Times. What did you do? Don't tell me you did more than $1 per shot. You did $2?
But here's the thing.
$3.
That'll be $94.
Dan Byer, you know I'm not good with math, so be sure to calculate this as soon as Rich tells us.
But listen, I'm all for a good charity, so who cares? But I don't believe his kid hit 80 out of 100. Could you hit 80 out of 100? If I went to a gym right now and I'm a decent pickup basketball player. I'm no Jason McIntyre or Doug Gottlieb, but I feel like maybe I'd hit more than 50%. I'd hope. Maybe
You'd
not.
Hit 55,
probably. You'd get cold.
Yeah, but the kids are in the zone, too. Like, they've been practicing, right?
Bro,
so they got their stroke
right,
going on.
Hold on. If you have a 10 to 12-year-old kid, you think he's hitting 80% from the line?
It's possible.
Well, first of all, I feel like I need to do this. It is unfair to Doug to put Jason McIntyre's basketball career in comparison to Doug's. Doug played high-level college hoops. J-Mac plays rec league hoops.
J-Mac plays rec league with Matt Leinart.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you thought that the kid was Shaq shooting free throws. How old is he?
I would say like maybe 11 or 12. He's not a teenager
There's no way
yet.
there's 80%. No way.
I'm more than happy to donate the money to a good cause. But I almost want to be like, yo, bro, for real, I think you're full of
Yes.
Yeah.
You really think they're lying and padding for charity? That's kind of
that's their excuse of doing so. Hey, it's for charity. Why not say
charity?
made 80?
I'm not going to come out, but Covino, I would bet you. I mean, I already owe you thousands for the Yankees, so maybe I shouldn't bet you. But you're a pretty good gym basketball player. I've played with Covino in the gym. Uncontested. Now, if you guard Covino, 5% shooting.
Right.
But unguarded, like Covino could beat people on horse. He is a good uncontested shooter. 100 free throws. What are you hitting? You think you're hitting 80?
Well,
No
you're
way.
asking me cold, right? A little kid's in his driveway. He's playing all the time. He's in the zone, right?
You go to 24 hours across the street and you take 100 shots. What are you making?
I might do this for fun just to see.
I don't think you're making
what
80.
did you sponsor him per shot? That's what I'm dying to know.
2 buckaroos.
That's $160.
I
How you like them apples?
So, Dan Byer.
Text your friend back right now, video or it didn't happen.
Dan Byer, to respect our very own Doug Gottlieb, you're right. He is the only guy, I think, on this network that would hit 80 or more. And that's not even given. He might hit 70. We're talking about NBA players hit 80 to 90%.
Yes.
I'm more than willing to do it, but sure about that? You sure about that?
That's really interesting to think
Right?
that they would lie to a guy on sports radio, too, though. Like, no one's going to sniff that
Well,
out.
if he's making $2,000 Mets bets, I think they're like, hey, you could go and ask him for it.
Yeah, I don't.
But,
Listen,
maybe they're so rich, like, how in cartoons it turns into sucker? Like, maybe
Like a
they
big
looked
lollipop?
Yeah, maybe they looked at you and like, sucker.
I do want to say something else with it because it's your buddy doing it for a good cause.
Yeah.
My son recently had a school fundraiser, and I was very selective in who I sent it out to. So the fact that he even asked you in what would be a monetary donation, I think
close friends like you, Dan Byer, I do a once-a-year doozy. Like Rob G from The Odd Couple.
Yeah.
He always say he sells chocolate once a year for his kid or something.
Sure.
I feel like your friends, is it a fair statement you're allowed a one-time doozy a year?
I think so. Yeah, because
Hey,
if
man,
you want
like your daughter was selling popcorn for cheerleading. I think you're allowed to go to a friend.
But you have
once
to
a
pay
year.
that forward too, though, right? Like
Yeah.
if you expect people to buy from you, you better be buying from other people once in a while. So that's how that game works.
But I just thought it was funny. Again, love the guy. Kid's a great kid. But I was like, yeah, really? 80% free throw shooter, huh? Wow. Good for him. Good for him.
Your thoughts on that? Plus, we'll talk some MLB. 877-99 on Fox, but we got to go to Dan Byer for an update.
Maybe it was layups. I don't know. All right, DB, what's going on?
Is your friend Del Curry?
I know.
My son hit 80 free throws. My son Steph. Dodgers and Brewers, 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight on TBS. It is game 2 of the NLCS. Dodgers up 1-0. Put Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the hill. Freddie Peralta pitches for the Brewers. Game 3 tomorrow. Mariners home in Seattle to the Blue Jays. Seattle's up 2-0, having George Kirby on the hill. Shane Bieber's on the bump for Toronto. Tomorrow's game will be seen on Fox Sports 1. Some news from the NFL. Bill Callahan no longer a member of the Titans coaching staff after his son was fired as the team's head coach yesterday. The rest of the staff will remain in place under interim head coach Mike McCoy as the Patriots come to town for Week 7. Ravens released corner C.J. Gardner-Johnson, while Bears head coach Ben Johnson says wide receiver DJ Moore is day-to-day with a groin injury. He stayed overnight in a D.C. area hospital for precautionary reasons after suffering an injury in last night's win against the Washington Commanders. Former All-Pro Jets offensive lineman Nick Mangold announced he is in search of a kidney donor with type O blood. He was diagnosed with a genetic defect in 2006, and that has led to chronic kidney disease. UConn's the preseason number 1 in the women's AP Top 25 College Hoops poll. Mark Stein reports Mavericks have given head coach Jason Kidd a contract extension. Bucks forward Giannis Antetokounmpo told the Greek television show he'd like to finish his career playing professional basketball in Greece, saying he'll play up till about 36 to 38 years of age in the NBA. He's 30 now and then would like to play for a pro team in Greece to wrap it all up.
Wow. That's kind of surprising,
Yes.
no? It goes to show you how some of these foreign players might not put as much stock in the NBA as they used to as the game continues to grow globally.
Well,
Like,
and the
there's
fact that the star players make like $60 million a year.
No, I get that too, but I don't think that players back in the day would have taken that choice unless they had no game left.
Well, 3 Antetokounmpos, right? Now,
in Milwaukee.
in Milwaukee, 3 of them. By the way, DB, real quick, Terry McLaurin, any update? I'm trying to see if I could throw him in the guillotine league this week.
Nothing as of yet.
Okay.
So they got the Cowboys coming up on Sunday.
It's a big one, big one. All right, thank you, DB. Now, last night, you can't deny, as Covino has been saying all along, baseball's popping.
I got that from Deion Sanders to be accurate.
So many thoughts on how the Dodgers somehow escaped to the win. 3 big mistakes they made, yet somehow came out on top. We'll explain all next right here, Covino and Rich, and we'll give away some prizes right here on Fox Sports Radio.
I haven't seen this much excitement for the Giants since the 90s, maybe? Honestly, and I know it's just one night, but I feel like you got to do it a few more times before I start believing it. It was on a big stage, Thursday Night Football against your Super Bowl champions, against the Eagles, big rivalry, right? So think about it. I'm an East Coast kid. We pointed it out this week. I don't have a team other than the Yankees because when I was a kid, you made a stupid choice. Like, I like the Cowboys, right? But I didn't get the chance to watch the Cowboys every week. I like the 49ers. Didn't get the chance to watch the 49ers. So I grew up around a lot of Giants fans. I went to Giants games, but I never really liked them. I didn't really get into them. I wasn't a Mark Bavaro kind of guy. But I remember...
You were a Mark Bavaro mullet type of guy.
I wasn't a Phil McConkey kind of dude. A Shockey kind of guy as years went on. But then they started to win in the Eli Manning days.
Well,
they had some exciting moments.
I think what you're getting at is interesting because while Eli did win 2 Super Bowls, they were unexpected, and Eli's a great dude, but he's not this.
They didn't bring the excitement.
He doesn't bring the.
They won.
Kids, do the kids still say Riz?
Last night, I feel like I witnessed something that could pull in so many young fans, including this guy, because I was like, wow, this is electric. I haven't seen the Giants shining this bright in years, even when they were winning.
I think the bigger picture is while Eli Manning is likely a future Hall of Famer, he's the guy.
I think no doubt, to be honest, because he did it.
But there was nothing, because those years they didn't win, it's not like the Giants were 12-4 every year and, they won twice. They were like average, and those 2 years were the anomalies. There were years where the Giants were mediocre with Eli, so it wasn't like Drew Brees for the Saints where every year they were good, but they only got it done once. This was a team that was meh.
They reached up. They
outperformed.
Yes.
And
all right,
speaking
these
of our
Giants are still only 2-4, and
that's the good part.
2-game winning streak.
I was completely glued to what was going on yesterday, but please let it be clear as to what I'm saying. What happened last night appeared to be real. It was electric. It was exciting. You had Scatterbo ripping his shirt off like he was Hulkamania last night on Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. But I am saying in the same breath, Rich, although it was real and it was exciting, and man, they seem to be like a must-watch team now, it's still only one game, and I need more to believe it.
I think you're going to see...
we're prisoner of the moment right now.
I think what you're going to see is a young, talented, raw duo. And I think the funniest part that came out of last night is, while we know Cam Scatterbo and while we know Jackson Dart, I think last night, primetime Thursday Night Football, put this duo on display. Like, we didn't know they were like bros that head-butted, and we didn't know that, Cam Scatterbo chews sunflower seeds louder than anyone, and they're silly together.
You're getting all the backstories.
It was almost like this weird coming out party where it's like, whoa, hold on. Like almost like an album release. Like, here's Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart, your new dynamic duo.
Right. I think the world got introduced to them last night, and they're hard to not like. You see all the Giants fans. It's not just us. I think everybody's prisoner of the moment because I believe it was Dart that said it. These New York Football Giant fans are starving for a winning team, starving for a new quarterback, starving for someone to cheer for. And you see them, Scatterbo, Scatterbo, scat. They're looking for a hero, and right now he's the guy. we here on the CNR program want to say rest in peace to D'Angelo for not only having great R&B jams to get down to back in the day, but for making us all feel inferior when he exposed those what are now known as D'Angelo lines, the lines from the abs and that pelvic region all the way down to the nether regions.
I mean, that's a commonly known phrase. I like, D'Angelo lines.
The D'Angelo
right?
lines.
Yep.
It gave you workout goals.
Yeah.
But, he passed away at the age of 51.
Do you know about Covino abs? That's where you lean your belly against a fence.
Yeah.
And it makes it look like there's abs.
Yeah, that's the
It's
only
very
way you
similar.
get them. I like tacos too much. So it's a Taco Tuesday with Covino and Rich. Danny G, who built his career coming up in hip-hop and R&B, used to get down to D'Angelo, right? Don't you have one of his platinum records in your collection?
Yeah, I got a gold record from him and his record company for being one of the first to play Untitled.
How cool is that, man? But, sad to hear. And Iowa Sam is on the ones and twos.
And just a reminder to, hey, listen, it's like such a, eye-rolly reminder, but if you have insurance, go to the doctor, get checked, go to your annual physicals, get blood work. When you're 40, 50 years old, go get your colonoscopy. Do these things because when you look at your paycheck and see how much is coming out for health insurance, it may inspire you to be like, well, damn, I'm going to use it.
Might as well take advantage of
Right?
that,
I mean,
right?
do
You're paying
these things.
for it.
Do these things. Be there.
Easier said than done,
I know.
but everybody's getting older, so might as well. Rest in peace, D'Angelo. And two quick reminders. Giving away prizes today. Showboy Mahomes trivia. Life of a Showboy. And we're going to be filling in for Dan Patrick tomorrow, so make note of that. Wake up with us tomorrow in for the DP show.
Iowa Sam, do you want a special pumpkin coffee drink, or what are we going with tomorrow?
No just the standard house brew. No special flavorings there. No pumpkin. I don't do
Someone
that
told me I
pumpkin
wasn't
stuff.
a man because I put stuff in my coffee. Is that true?
You haven't seen the video? There's some viral videos out there where, like, some homeboy's like, hey, yo, my man. And he goes up to the barista. He hands him a note, and he's like, pumpkin spice latte. But he won't say it out loud. He won't say it out loud. He has to hand him the note because he doesn't want people to know that a real man, a real vato loco on this Hispanic Heritage Month.
It's like how you won't say some of the Denny's or
Yeah.
IHOP dishes out loud.
No, you don't want to say Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
We were in New York, and there was a Jamba Juice in Times Square, and Covino refused to say, what was it, the
Orange Dream Machine.
He's like, the orange one. And I
I'll
remember
have
one
the
time,
orange. I'll have the. Give me the creamsicle. You mean the Dream Machine?
and at one time the person almost wanted to make him say it, like, which one?
No, the recent one was there was a drink called the Whiskey Business, and I was like, "Can I have the old fashioned?" And they're like, "You mean the Whiskey Business?" I'm like, "The old fashioned."
That's a clever name, though. Whiskey business.
That is a good one.
All right.
We were at the gym once, and afterwards, sometimes you get like a protein shake afterwards. Covino got like this chocolate peanut butter one, and I heard this guy next to me order a can I get the protein chocolate peanut buttery?
The chocolate protein peanut buttery. Yeah,
That's a
that's
good
too
one, too.
wordy for me.
Yeah.
So, Covino and Rich, rest in peace, D'Angelo. Join us tomorrow morning in for Dan Patrick as we enjoy our pumpkin spice lattes. And right now on our showgram, it's time for the Tire Rack play of the day. Rich, your Niners threw them out like trash, like basura, like yesterday's doo-doo diapers. But Jake Moody came in for redemption.
This will be a 38-yard try. Between the hash marks, in the rain, in the wind.
Our version of the Hail Mary.
Scott Daly sends it back. Spot down. Kick up. Jake Moody from 38. It is gone. Time expires. And the Bears win their third in a row for the first time in 5 seasons. Off of Jake Moody. We haven't even met Jake Moody yet.
Well, you don't get too used to him. A rarity. I'm kidding, Jake. But not really. A 38-yard field goal. All that excitement because a 38-yard field goal for most is a chip shot for Jake Moody. Not so much. That's courtesy of the Bears Radio Network. That's our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free with free road hazard protection, convenient installation options. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
All right, so I'm Steve Covino. That's Rich Davis. Danny G, the producer. Sam Byers here. And guys,
yes,
we're going to be giving away prizes.
Okay.
So get this. Save the number at 877-99 on Fox when we get ready for Showboy Mahomes Trivia.
Now,
any final thoughts on your charity or the game last
no,
night?
I don't think there's any chance a kid hit 80 out of 100 free throws. I'll get. You want to go to Nate? Let's go to Nate. Nate, what's up, buddy?
Listen, all I'm going to say is be careful taking that bet for that kid shooting the free throws. My daughter took me for $200 last year because she sat there and said, Dad, do you think I can make 80 out of 100? And I said, there's no way. And she dropped 92 out of 100 on me, and it cost me $200. So just be careful.
Hold on. Your daughter, wait, listen, son, daughter, I'm not trying to make it sound like your daughter. No kid, 92 out of 100? That's like Steph Curry level, bro.
I'm telling you.
Scholarships, bro. Scholarships.
Listen to me. She looked in the stands and said, all I have to do is make 9 out of 10. And she took them in chunks of 10, and she sat there and did it. And I'm like, there's no way that just happened. But it did. So
wow.
I'm
hey.
I like it. That's a great story. If you just joined us, Rich donated $2 a shot to his friend's kids' charity, and he shot, what, 80%? 80 out of 100
80 out of 100 free throws. I'm like, really? 80? What is this guy playing in the NBA? Let's go to Drew in Oklahoma. He had thoughts on a show that we're all, like, waiting to see should we watch. Chad Powers. Drew, is this worth it or what?
Yeah, I got to say it is. I've watched all the available episodes so far, and it was funny in a lot of spots. It made me actually laugh out loud. Not many shows do that anymore.
You know what, then tonight, it's the night. Watch a little baseball. By the time that game's over, watch a little Chad Powers. I'll come back tomorrow and
After
report.
last night, tonight feels like a break. You had 4 big games yesterday.
Right?
Just one game tonight? You got plenty of time.
All right. Well, let's turn our attention to, we're going to give away prizes next hour, but we got to talk some Los Dodgers.
Yeah.
The Dodgers last night. So many moments where I thought, oh, no.
Max Muncy's up.
Oh, no. Well, you know what it's like? You know when you watch a horror movie and sometimes they do the fake out. You're like, oh, here's where the guy's going to die, and he doesn't? There were so many moments where I'm like, here's where the Dodgers blow it.
Like a random jump scare.
There's a jump scare, but it's not the jump scare where the character dies.
The music gets scary, but nothing happens.
There were jump scares for the Dodger fans out there. And I want to start with the basic one. We're going to go back to the Muncy Grand Slam.
You know what it was like when the bases were loaded? It was like dun 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 dun. It was getting heated.
Blake Snell dealing. We're going to talk about that. Why take him out? We're going to talk about the bonehead running and fundamentals of Teoscar Hernandez. We'll talk about last night's Dodgers game and what we think we're going to see today. We'll talk a little baseball, football, give away some prizes. All next. Having fun here. Covino and Rich.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win? Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. I take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate your show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Dodgers and Brewers coming up in Game 2 of the NLCS in Milwaukee tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time on TBS. Dodgers up 1-0 in the best-of-7 series. Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitches for L.A. Freddie Peralta on the mound for Milwaukee. Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson says that wide receiver DJ Moore is day-to-day after spending the night in a D.C. hospital. Moore suffered a groin injury in last night's win over the Washington Commanders. More news from the NFL as the Baltimore Ravens have released veteran cornerback C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He spent just 1 week with the team. Titans offensive line coach Bill Callahan, the father of fired head coach Brian Callahan, is not remaining on the staff under interim head coach Mike McCoy. The rest of the staff will remain in place. UConn is the preseason number 1 in the women's AP Top 25 college hoops poll. South Carolina second, followed by UCLA, Texas, and LSU. Mark Stein reports the Mavericks have given head coach Jason Kidd a contract extension. I'm Dan Byer.
We don't know what we're doing. We're the ones that told Trump we need peace in the Middle East.
It's true.
Covino and Rich. Woo! CNR on FSR. We got Danny G getting ready, getting all the questions ready for Showboy Mahomes. Giving away prizes, Showboy Mahomes trivia. If you want in, you want to win a CNR Nerf football. 877-99 on Fox. That's our number for a turbo ball. And a quick reminder, not only are we streaming live on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR, but we'll be doing it live in for Dan Patrick tomorrow. So wake up with us and let's be rocking out. Let's go.
Can't wait. Set that alarm, DP, tomorrow morning.
That's right.
Rise and shine, buddies.
Can't wait.
Two quick things before we get to some Dodgers baseball, some playoffs, all that good stuff. I posted a really funny video at Rich Davis.
That's subjective.
So I've yet to drive in one. Have you had the huevos to get in a Waymo?
I have not.
I feel like it's going to take me a minute.
Not
an
Uber,
Uber,
I
not
still
a
get a
Lyft.
kick out of all those little delivery robots roaming the streets of L.A.
Ooh,
Happy
birthday,
I've got
Paulie.
your packages. Ooh. They go rolling away. I'm like, look at Magic
Robot.
Screen. Ooh.
I see one of those every evening right here in that crosswalk that goes to El Pollo Loco.
Delivery for Iowa Sam.
Is that what Pee Wee Herman's Conky is up to these days?
Yeah, get out of my way, droid.
You guys, a couple seasons ago when we were in Phoenix, we had a chance to get in one of those Waymos. Remember? Rich was like, I'm not doing it.
We were at one of our graduate hotel events. I saw that. I remember seeing it there. I bring it up because it's a really funny clip. This dude's in like a Waymo with his girlfriend, and there's a police stop ahead, and the cop's trying to wave him like, move! And he just started cracking up like, what do you want me to do? And you realize a self-driving car can't acknowledge a cop waving you. And the cop's getting all frustrated, like, pull over, move that way. And the guy's like, what do you want me to do?
I saw a cop pull over a Waymo for doing like an illegal U-turn, and the cop was like, I can't write a ticket.
What do you do? But Sam, imagine that a cop is trying to direct you, like, go to the right lane.
I can't touch the steering wheel, man. This thing's controlling itself.
What are you supposed to do? So I thought that was interesting. And our buddy Mercer, man, one of our most loyal good friends that we've known for years.
From Pittsburgh. What up, Mercer?
He said, if my calculations are correct, and he's the type of guy whose calculations I do trust.
Does he have a TI-82?
He has a Mr. Professor.
It's the little professor, Texas Instruments.
He goes, if my calculations are correct, 48 NBA players have had a free throw percentage last year over 80%. There's 450 roughly NBA players, meaning about 10% of NBA players had a free throw percentage over 80%. No way that kid hit 80. That would make him in the 10% of NBA free throw shooters.
Rich sponsored a kid who hit 80% free throw shots. So he owes him, what, $160?
I'm fine with it. I just feel like there's no way.
All right. So this hour, like we said, trivia, phone calls, interaction. But we got to talk about the game last night. We talked NFL. We talked how we thought baseball was still more exciting. It is postseason, but what really, really pulled me in was that 8-6-2 double play. Again, bases loaded. Bases loaded. Big opportunity for the Dodgers. I'm getting excited for you, Danny G, and Dodgers fans. And I never want to like jinx you or anybody's team for that matter. So I never like chime in like, yo, bro, big moment, dude. This could be it right now.
Hey, Dan Byer, I got your Brewers, by the way.
Thanks, Rich. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I'm a Rich Davis guy.
I'm saying, like,
I was building up the story. I didn't even get there yet. I was going to say, and then Sal Frelick. Oh, Byer, you had to be feeling that. But this guy made a play. Muncy hits a 404-foot blast with the bases juiced. And Sal Frelick, yo, his expressions are priceless in this
John
moment.
Boy's lip
Oh,
reading
he
was
already
hilarious.
broke it down? Because his hair goes all over the place. He looks all confused. He has his look on his face. Like, what's going on?
I think
but he fires back so quickly. Like, it was such a cool moment.
To paraphrase John Boy, I think it really was like, what the F just happened? Like, he didn't even know like what just went down.
You see the adrenaline rushing through his face because – well, we, the viewer, I wasn't sure if he caught it on the fly or if it hit the wall, but the umpires were quick enough and good enough to realize that the ball hit the wall. He brought it back in. It hit the wall, which means that it's in play.
Glove, bobble, glove, catch. Glove, wall, glove.
Yeah, now,
hit.
To state the obvious, but not everybody knows. There's people picking up sports and baseball all the time. If he would have bobbled it and caught it, yeah, that's an out. But he bobbled it, it hit the wall, then he caught it. So that ball's in play. The umpires picked up on it. Yeah. The runners, the Dodgers, were confused. which made everybody else sort of confused.
There should have been no confusion. And again, I'm not saying I'm the expert, but sort of. I mean, we all played ball. I coach. I play rec league softball.
It seems like fundamentals are out of style, Rich.
It's common knowledge that bases juiced, especially the runner on third. You may give the benefit of the doubt of the guy on second or first, like maybe he might try to get a jump on a ball off the wall or something. But third base, if you're a third base in Little League, in rec softball, deep fly ball, you're not moving.
Deep fly
Foot
ball,
on the base.
You're there.
The minute the ball touches, and that's another thing that people should know, he could bobble it 100 times. The minute it touches his hand or glove or person,
you could run.
You could run. That is when the tag up happens.
Yeah, that's tagging up.
And Teoscar Hernandez on third, the minute the ball was bobbled initially, that's when the tag up could start to occur to prevent someone, Covino, from maybe bobbling it 10 times. And then,
but I think that's what made it confusing. I think we're all assuming that he was tagging up, or, I was forgetting who was on third at that point.
Did Teoscar get lost in the moment?
He had to have. He had to have, because you're assuming, you're like, wait, how did they force him out at home? How did he not tag up in that moment?
The TV broadcast team did a great job explaining it. What they didn't do was
they didn't talk about the brain fart that Teoscar had.
Yeah, they sort of let Teoscar off the hook, because the reality is, if I'm teaching little leaguers, pony ball kids this,
you automatically run back to third base because the ball's in the air. You don't know what's going to happen. He could have moonwalked in at home as soon as the ball hit Frelick's glove.
So you guys are saying they weren't critical on the TV broadcast of
they sort of let Teoscar off the hook, if you ask me.
See, because I was trapped in the 101 freeway in traffic on my way home at that point, and so I'm listening to AM 570, LA Sports Radio, our Dodger affiliate, and home of the Dodgers, and
kissing ass.
They were.
It was a long accreditation. Yeah,
it's a long. I should say Dodger Radio Audio Network, whatever.
What are you going to shout out? Petros and Money next? What are you going to do?
Well, Petros loves our show. But it was so confusing to try to picture the picture they were painting. I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on. And then they said, blunder on the base paths, and they were really critical of Teo. So then I get home and I watch the replay, and then you guys told me, they weren't so critical on the telecast, so it was confusing.
I don't think they even mentioned that Teoscar Hernandez didn't tag up properly, because that's why he was forced out in the first place.
I'm a big fan of you make the call. Like, I follow some TikTok and Instagram pages where it's like, ball bounces here, this happens. What's the right call?
I think they said chaos on the base paths or something like that. Mayhem on the base paths.
That's it, yeah.
That's the only reference they made, and it made everyone, I think the viewer, confused. Well, hey, what happened there? And I think that, what could have happened, because I saw some of the back and forth, the jumping around that Hernandez did. He probably assumed it was a home run, started doing a slow jog home, realized, oh, wait, I got to go back and tag, and then got caught up and couldn't get back in time, was forced out at home.
Maybe he initially was going to tag, then started jogging, then went back, and then went back. Either way, it was
bad base running.
It was a weird opportunity that the Brewers, in that moment, I'm like, this might be their golden chance.
The obvious thing is what should have been or could have been a grand slam was snagged back, pulled back in by Sal Frelick, and turned it into a double play, an unconventional
honestly,
double play.
It should have just, truthfully, if you want to know the truth, it should have been
a sacrifice fly.
A sac fly, but then since the ball bounced, it wasn't a sac fly.
Well, okay, yeah, correct. So, but they should have scored a run, put it that way.
It was a force out. That's the thing. It was a force out at home and then third, because everyone was just so confused. And in those moments, it's a fun thing, because you're watching everyone try to figure it out at the same time.
An 8-6-2 double play, they're saying the strangest double play in postseason history, and it really is. They come back from break, and they're like, well, if you just joined us, truly something you probably never seen before.
There's also something that kind of screwed Teoscar, even though he was the one at fault, because it was a force play. Like, there was no way they would have been able to make the tag in that scenario. So, you can stretch, and all they had to do is there was no tag needed.
Right.
If you actually were doing it in a situation like that, I feel you would have been safe if you actually had to make a tag in that scenario.
But again, because there's some confusion, it wasn't a catch. It was, forget he even touched it, because since it hit the wall, you could forget that the center fielder even touched it. Assume it just went off the wall. He didn't go home. So since he didn't go home, if that throw gets to home plate before Teoscar does, it's a force out.
Yes.
And simply put, I think the fact that the center fielder bobbled it off the wall, then caught it, that's the confusion. You should really just look at it as a ball that went off the wall.
Yes.
A ball that went off the wall that Teoscar didn't beat a throw home. And the throw that went home,
and
out.
You were thinking that was going to haunt the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Because I thought momentum would carry the Brewers after that. That was such a big moment.
There's a good side angle down the third base line where he's tagging, sees the ball hit the glove, takes off, then hesitates after seeing it in the air, goes back, it's then caught, then the relay, and they nail him at home.
Yeah, a confusing moment. Now, listen, if it's a regular season game, maybe you give him a free pass, but we all know, maybe we don't all know. Once the ball touches
he should know,
the defender,
bro.
yeah, he's a Major League Baseball player.
Know.
The minute the ball touches a defender on a fly ball, that's when the tag could start to occur. It's not on the catch, it's on the touch.
This may be overkill. Do you need a center field ump?
Huh. We already have extra umps.
We got them down the right and left field lines for fair and foul.
I think it's such a rare occurrence. I don't think so.
Yeah, it may be so. But like in that scenario, the broadcast was saying there was confusion on what the umpire signaled. That there wasn't that maybe if you're looking at that point for an actual call, and maybe if there was an ump out there, they wouldn't have been able to make the call. Who knows? But in the broadcast, where I think they were just as confused as everybody on what just happened, and you have to talk about it in a split-second instance, one of the things that they pointed out was that they didn't think that the players got guidance from the umpires on what really happened.
Yeah, that is true. And isn't it wild? It happens in every sport. Can we all agree? When they say Murphy's Law, who are they talking about?
Daniel Murphy.
Daniel Murphy? I thought so. Isn't it wild how that type of play...
Not Dale Murphy?
Oh, it might have been, Dale Murphy's Law. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, but after Daniel had that mean playoff run...
In 2015?
Yeah, he took it over.
Isn't it crazy to think that there's a 162-game schedule, thousands of games played, and that's reserved for a crucial situation in a playoff game? Like, that play doesn't happen in Game 62 for the Pirates and Guardians. It happens in Game 1.
And by the way, it took a really great relay to get him.
Yeah.
Right? It was a perfect relay, and the
stretch by the catcher. Right?
Great stretch by the catcher, but great presence of mind from Frelick to get it in. Nice and quick, and out. And we're like, wow, man, that's wild. So then the other controversy is after that, like I said, I was pulled in after that. I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be a wild game.
Just if you're going to move on from the play, the other deal was then the thing that really screwed the Dodgers, then you had a forced play at third.
Yeah, because then that runner was like, what's happening?
Yes, yes. So there was that domino as well. So, like, I was just, wow, the Dodgers completely got screwed, and I was, I'm pulling for the other side. But in that scenario, like, I don't know what do you do?
Well, the umpires had it right. They had to explain to Dave Roberts. They had to explain to everybody what was going on. But the umpires got it right. Yeah. So props to them in that moment for having the wherewithal to understand, exactly what had happened. They got it right. And then the other big story that we were all texting back and forth on was like, do you leave Snell in? Dude's in the zone.
Right? I thought
Isn't that what you're giving him all this money
for?
I
100 pitches, but looked like he still had some in the tank.
Bro, I was talking about how in the horror movies, the jump scares, in my mind, it was like a Final Destination thing. Like, the Dodgers, we thought that was going to burn him. I thought when Dave Roberts was sitting there and they show you he was like biting his fingernails, just looking stressed, knowing like all eyes are on what is Dave Roberts going to do. Blake Snell wheeling and dealing. The minute he hit 100 pitches, I was like, all right, 100 pitches, and I believe like the next pitch he got out of it. What do you throw, 101, 102, something like that? When he gets out of that eighth inning, and then the announcers say, he's giving everyone handshakes and hugs, his night's over. All I thought was, this could be Dave Roberts' worst nightmare. There's playoff baseball where guys throwing a one-hitter, 10 strikeouts, dealing, wheeling. No one could touch Blake Snell.
I think you leave him.
Weak-ass ground balls, soft pop-ups. Like, he's
unless
rolling.
he says to you, I'm out of gas.
And even at the after the game, Blake Snell.
This is for all the Tostitos.
Blake Snell,
everything.
I'm not saying there was no sneak diss at Dave Roberts, but when asked, I don't know if you saw by the announcer post-game, he's like, I just did what the coach did.
Yeah,
and
noticed that.
Like, he was very clear. I was not tired. I could have kept going. Hey, I did what coach said, and I trust him.
And don't forget, they've been very careful of Roki's arm. He's the new hot closer, but he's coming off of surgery. You could have rested him, and it would have given you a chance for the Brewers to not see him yet. But where I really was pacing badly in my living room is when I saw mouth Trinan, and I'm like, no, Roki gets in this jam. Let him get out of the jam. Trinan this past season has been off.
In that moment, Dan Byer, I was really pulling for you.
Really? Thanks, Rich.
I bet Rich texted you, ass kisser.
I wasn't on this group text. I don't know.
I'm really pulling for you, Dan.
Rich was just texting me solo.
Yeah.
That's what the type of guy he is. That's why I'm a Rich Davis guy.
I mean, my kids, though, were really they were involved watching. It's fun when your kids start to really understand what's going on. In fact, today we have a rain out for my son's baseball practice. It actually rained in Southern California. Weird, right?
All day. Yeah,
it's
a cold, rainy day.
Saturated.
It's really a nice, well-needed thunderstorm last night. So I texted the parents. I think this is a fair request. I said, in lieu of practice being canceled, I want everyone to watch at least one.
Oh, you said in lieu? Good one, man.
Makes it sound official, right?
Yeah, it makes it sound official.
In lieu of practice being canceled.
What is that, French?
Did you throw in per our last conversation in there? Just to,
I hope this note finds you well.
Did you end with a circle back?
We'll circle back.
Yeah.
I said
you got to hit him with all the good
kindly
ones.
respond.
Yeah. Ooh, kindly respond.
Hope you've been well.
Yeah.
I said I'd like every parent to watch at least one inning of tonight's NLCS. So and explain what's situationally going on to your kids, because I feel like the more and more my kids watch with me, that's how you really learn the game. Football, baseball, anything.
There's a whole generation of kids. Even in professional sports today, Cam Scatterbo announced recently that he never watched football ever growing up. He played football.
He didn't know what teams were in what conferences, and
I noticed that with a lot of little kids. They love playing these games and playing the sports, but as far as watching them, they get updates on their phone. They're good with that. They don't care about watching them as much.
My daughter's 8 and my son's 5, just for reference. Recently, I broke out a dry erase board, and you might think this is a little much. I did. I broke out a dry erase board, and I drew a football field. And they know math enough. I go, all right, so you get 4 chances to get 10 yards. Let's say the running back, the guy carrying the ball, gets 3 yards. Now it's second and -3. Second and 7, correct. If no one explains it to you, it takes longer to pick up. I feel like every parent owes it to their kid. If your kid's playing sports, if your kid's playing peewee football, basketball,
they've got to show an
league,
interest too, though, man. I can tell you, I never busted out that to my daughter until she started cheerleading, because she had no interest whatsoever in this stuff.
I'm just saying, I feel like there's no harm in telling if you're a coach, tell your parents, hey, watch, if your kid's playing flag football, you might say, hey, watch the Packers game for a quarter on Sunday with your kid or something. Just watch the game or something.
It's a great suggestion, and it feels like an obvious one. It's not a big ask.
But then you almost wonder, what weenie family's not watching? Am I really giving someone an assignment?
What weenie LA dad could explain what happened last night if that were to happen again? Dad, what happened there? Well, son, I think
I don't know.
Teoscar Hernandez got a little. You know what? I'm not sure, because that was a confusing play.
Yeah.
You have to assume that they even know.
I'd only be afraid in Rich's case with a football that my son would be like, I don't want to do math. I don't want to watch football. There's too much.
He got 4 yards, buddy. What is it? Second and 10 -4? 6? You got him, pal. I bribe him with Mr. Beast toys. That's what I do. Mr. Beast toys will solve everything. All right, Wilson, coming up, we're going to give away some prizes. We'll bribe you here on CNR. You want a Mr. Beast toy? No. You want a Covino and Rich Nerf football? That's the prize up for grabs. 877 Turbo Man?
Turbo Ball.
Oh, Turbo Man. 877-99 on Fox. We'll play next. A little Showtime Mahomes trivia, multiple choice. We'll test your NFL knowledge and fun. And we'll do it next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
There's modern forms of cheating according to AI. And I didn't show you this because I wanted to know from you, Rich Davis, the righteous dude that you are, if you think these things are cheating, because young people today consider this stuff cheating.
Yeah, every generation considers different things crossing the line. I feel like I remember our parents would say things like, well, you're not married. So like, I remember your mom would tell you like, date whoever you want, Steven. You're not married.
Leave my mom out of this. She's a good woman.
Mom did say that.
But the thing is, it's a sliding scale, right? Like, yeah, you had to encounter some sort of physical touch or something to be considered cheating
then
back
the
in the
internet
day.
came around.
And emotional cheating and sliding into DMs. So this is what young people consider cheating today. What are your thoughts? Is it cheating? Flirting over text, DM, or social media?
I mean, it's. I don't think it's breakup worthy. It's like, what are you doing worthy? I think it's
inappropriate,
I think it's,
right?
Cheating? No, inappropriate. Yes. Let's make a distinction. Inappropriate, of course.
Yeah.
Cheating? No, I don't.
Yeah, to you, but a young person, cheating.
Flirting?
So keep this in mind. Young people consider this cheating. All right. Following or liking thirst traps, photos meant to attract sexually.
I don't think that's cheating. I think it's sad on a guy. Like if you're liking like some hot girl's photos constantly on Instagram and fire emoji, like you're a weenie. But I don't think it's cheating. It's not cheating. It just makes you sort of like thirsty and lame.
Isn't the equivalent of like beeping at a hot chick and just driving by?
Yeah.
Really not getting anything out of it. Sliding into DMs, especially with flirtatious intent.
Again, mild cheating, but to me, physical touch is cheating. That's just like dumb behavior. That's, inappropriate.
Using dating apps while in a relationship.
Yes, that is
even
cheating.
Browsing. I agree. This is the worst one so far.
I think so far this is the worst one because if you are on Hinge or Tinder or Bumble or any of the Field, if you're on any of the apps our video guy Spot talks about, then you're up to no good.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Like
there's no reason for that.
Liking someone's Instagram post could be innocent.
I agree.
When you're on a dating site, what's the intention?
Sexting or sending explicit photos to others, junk shots and sexy shots.
All right, now we're getting this.
Absolutely. Having backup or emotional side pieces, someone you're keeping warm just in case, like having a backup.
If you don't vocalize it and you just know it in the back of your head, is that cheating? Like she's on standby, but you're not doing anything?
Well, put it this way. All of this is considered cheating in today's world, but there's something else called a gray area, all right?
Oh, great.
And we're not talking about your Paulie Walnuts hairdo you got going on.
I'm getting older. We're all getting older.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. So the gray area, watching porn. Some couples are fine with it, some aren't. Cheating or not.
If you think watching porn is cheating, you are a bird brain.
But again, to a young person, it depends on what boundaries are set, okay? So Rich, consider Rich the most cheating guy I know.
Ridiculous. Okay, go on.
You know what team Rich plays for? Team Skeet. That's what he plays for. That's his favorite team.
It's funny.
Yeah. He's 49ers, Mets, and Skeet. Clubbing. Flirting for fun. What do you think? Gray area.
A gray area, because I think if you just fucking talk to someone at a bar, is that cheating? No, but if it's like, hey, by the way, what's your number? Just in case. Yes, cheating.
Maintaining close friendships with exes.
Dangerous territory. I wouldn't recommend it, but
Yeah,
I don't
what's
think
the point?
yeah, but I don't think it's cheating if you're open about like, hey, I dated a girl 20 years ago in college and I like her family photos on Facebook.
That's fine if there's no intent there, wish them well and all that.
The younger man's thing, I think.
Keeping secrets. Ooh. Women always say omitting is lying. What about keeping secrets? Being intentionally vague about interactions with others. Gray area here. Is that cheating or not?
Just living life.
Micro cheating. Small acts of secrecy, flirtation, or emotional intimacy that hint at more. These are gray areas, but what young people consider cheating. So be careful, guys. Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Again, we're Covino and Rich, and we can't stand the rain against our window.
I'm enjoying it.
It's raining out here on the west side, but traffic builds up, and people forget how to drive, and it's kind of cold, but it's got that Halloween-y, spooky season sort of vibe going on.
And it washes away all the crap on the sidewalks.
And let me tell you, I'm doing construction in my yard, and there's dust everywhere, and I feel like I got a nice little
purified, cleansed.
By the way, as we get into Mahomes trivia in a second, our buddy Rob in San Antonio hit us up, and he said, quick trivia. Besides not wanting to face Danny G's Dodgers, why would Mariner fans possibly want to face the Brewers as a World Series opponent? Has to do with some history. And I didn't connect the dots. Did you, Danny G?
The Pilots, right?
The Milwaukee Brewers were once the Seattle Pilots. So if they faced off in the World Series, it would be the Seattle Mariners and previously the Seattle Pilots. So Seattle series.
Speaking of them, I hope you had a Jorge Polanco sort of week or sort of night. The first player in MLB history to have a go-ahead hit in the 5th inning or later in 3 consecutive postseason games. So props to Jorge Polanco. Now, speaking of games, it's time to play Showtime Mahomes Trivia.
Let's go.
The mostly lovable Patrick Mahomes.
Truth is, I want everybody to love me, not just the refs.
It's time for some NFL trivia.
I'm here.
Yes, we know you're here.
All right, Patrick Mahomes here to play Showtime Mahomes Trivia.
All right, FSR Security walking our broke Patrick into the main studio.
Was one of the first popular music acts to perform at Super Bowl halftime in 1988. Was it A, Patti LaBelle, B, Chubby Checker, or C, New Kids on the Block?
Rich.
Rich.
I gave you a chance, Sam. Chubby Checker.
Yes. Bam. Rich on the board immediately. Yeah, Sam, just buzz in with your name.
You know, by the way, fun fact, Chubby Checker and the Rockettes at Jack Murphy Stadium, San Diego, January 88. NKOTB was 91. Patty was 95.
I only know that, Danny G, because recently my wife asked who was the first Super Bowl halftime act, and we actually realized that it wasn't until the 80s. There was a lot of marching bands
Exactly.
and low-level acts.
Yep.
Like the whole hubbub of the halftime show is like 80s till now. So just so you know.
All right, Rich on the board. We moved to round 2.
All right, Patrick Mahomes here. Showboy Mahomes trivia. Which U.S. state has produced the most NFL Hall of Famers? Is it A, Mississippi, B, California, or C, Texas?
Sam.
They were giving you
California.
Oh, you got it.
California.
All right, Sam buzzed in with his name. California. No. Sorry, brother. Anybody for the
Dan.
steal? Buyer for the steal.
Texas.
Yes. Right.
Bam.
Our
Buyer on
Lone Star
the board.
State with an impressive 36.
Yeah, your home state. All right, so Rich and Buyer on the board as we go to round 3.
All right, Patrick Mahomes, I'm here. And what was I once quoted saying about greatness? A, you can't be afraid to be great. B, for Chris Jones to truly be great, he needs to get a motor like Max Crosby and not quit on plays. Or C, to be great, you must fully dedicate yourself to the craft.
I mean, Sam. Sam, I'm giving you a chance. I mean,
They're like an
I know,
O-line.
dude.
They're like an O-line
Killing
that give you a
me.
huge hole.
I mean, Sam, it's multiple choice. Say your name and pick A, B, or C. We're trying to give you a prize. You seem like a nice guy.
Buzz
I'll
it.
go Sam.
Yeah, A. Wrong.
Hey, no.
Rich.
Oh.
Rich.
C. Game over. Let's
Yes,
go.
Rich is the winner.
Wow. Someone sounds aggravated.
Sam, go back to selling Speedos.
Yeah, Sam. Extra long for me, all right? Send one for me and Britt.
He's bulge gazing.
Yeah, thanks. This guy's a chubby checker over here.
Jeez.
That is excellent.
We appreciate you playing in the state of Kentucky. Thank you.
Yo, thanks, man.
Yes, I've said to be great, you must fully dedicate yourself to the craft. And thank you. Can't wait to beat Danny G's Raiders. Let's go.
Thank you.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Patrick,
I'm
you're
out.
funny,
Your
man. You're
your
clever.
Chiefs only have one win more than the Raiders.
It's anybody's season.
Yeah,
Anybody's
Let's go.
season, but it's going to be ours.
All right. Thank you, Mahomes.
Thank you, brother. Thank
All
you.
right.
Later,
Now,
guys.
it's time to go to our pal and yours for an update. Dan Byer, what's up, DB?
Dodgers and Brewers getting ready for Game 2 of the NLCS tonight in Milwaukee. 8 o'clock Eastern time. You'll see it again on TBS. Dodgers up 1-0. It's Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Freddie Peralta. ALCS resumes tomorrow in Seattle. Mariners up 2-0 on the Blue Jays. Shane Bieber goes for Toronto against George Kirby. Tomorrow's Game 3 can be seen on Fox Sports 1. Some news from the NBA as NBA insider Mark Stein says the Mavericks have given head coach Jason Kidd a multi-year contract extension, while Bucks forward Giannis Antetokounmpo says he'd like to finish his career playing professional basketball in Greece. In college basketball, UConn is the preseason number 1 in the women's AP Top 25 College Hoops poll. South Carolina was second. Those two schools were the only schools to receive first-place votes. Top 5 rounded out by UCLA, Texas, and LSU. Bill Callahan no longer a member of the Titans coaching staff. The offensive line coach left with his son Brian, who was fired yesterday as the team's head coach. Ravens released corner C.J. Gardner-Johnson, while Bears head coach Ben Johnson says wide receiver DJ Moore is day-to-day after suffering a groin injury last night. Moore stayed overnight in D.C., but has since returned to Chicago. Guys, back to you.
DB, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, DB.
Hey, Danny G, question for you. Tonight, Game 2, obviously, starts in about an hour and a half. Shohei Ohtani's betting 138 in the postseason. But even last night, they did point out he's felt on the field. It's almost like if a running back is not running for a lot of yards, but because the threat of him, it's opening up.
Come on,
you know,
if that was Aaron Judge, they'd be all over him with criticism.
I know, but what I'm saying is, my analogy would be,
some people are immune to criticism, and you could say credit to his demeanor and how he carries himself and the excellence that we expect from him. But
and he started off the postseason with 2 home runs right off the bat, and then it's gone downhill. Obviously, they've been pitching him tight inside, and then he's been reaching at bad pitches. And
I think Shohei earned the pass because we know how great he is.
But my point is the same way. Like I said, you could double a receiver. Give me like an elite receiver. If Justin Jefferson gets double teamed, what you're doing is, while he may catch 3 passes for 38 yards, and you're like, yo, what a bunk week for Justin Jefferson, he may have opened up the passing game for everyone else because he warrants that attention. Like last night, they had to walk Ohtani, and then Mookie ends up walking with the bases loaded, and there's your winning run.
Well, we've seen him intentionally walked twice in two big moments now, Rich. And it's funny because Brenda asked me last night, she said, he's so cold at the plate. Why would they walk him? And I said, because you don't want him to have his breakout moment against you right now.
And he's the number one guy you can't let beat you, right?
And, and so I'm saying, even though his numbers do look bunk, not making excuses for Shohei, I'm just saying, even when he's struggling, the impact of what he could do is still felt. And you saw that last night in the late innings when, you're right, they had an open base. They walked him. They walked a 138 postseason cold hitter because he is Shohei Ohtani.
Tonight would be a good night to go yard for Ohtani.
Oh, yeah. He could turn it around at any second.
Yeah.
And that's just it. I think Danny G nailed it, too. You don't want to give him any opportunity to get hot.
Now, coming up, I do want to talk about not Dodger Stadium, where they're playing again tonight, Miller Park, Milwaukee. There's a funny clip circulating on social media, and it's from an influencer who happens to be a Dodgers fan, and he sort of gives a funny review of Milwaukee. And I'll be honest, I've been there, felt the same way. And I want to talk about your experiences visiting other stadiums and cities when it comes to sports. We'll wrap up the show with that next, right here, Covino and Rich.
Milwaukee.
There's modern forms of cheating, according to AI. And I didn't show you this because I wanted to know from you, Rich Davis, the righteous dude that you are, if you think these things are cheating, because young people today consider this stuff cheating.
Yeah, every generation considers different things crossing the line. I feel like I remember our parents would say things like, well, you're not married. So like, I remember your mom would tell you like, date whoever you want, Steven. You're not married.
Leave my mom out of this. She's a good woman.
Mom did say that.
But the thing is, it's a sliding scale, right? Like, yeah, you had to encounter some sort of physical touch or something to be considered cheating
then
back
the internet
in the day.
came around.
And
and
emotional cheating and sliding into DMs. So this is what young people consider cheating today. What are your thoughts? Is it cheating? Flirting over text, DM, or social media?
I mean, it's. I don't think it's breakup worthy. It's like, what are you doing worthy? I think it's
inappropriate,
cheating. Yeah, I think it's,
right?
Cheating? No, inappropriate. Yes. Let's make a distinction. Inappropriate, of course.
Yeah.
Cheating? No, I don't.
Yeah, to you, but a young person, cheating.
Flirting?
So keep this in mind. Young people consider this cheating. All right. Following or liking thirst traps, photos meant to attract sexually.
I don't think that's cheating. I think it's sad on a guy. Like if you're liking like some hot girl's photos constantly on Instagram and fire emoji, like you're a weenie. But I don't think it's cheating. It's not cheating. It just makes you sort of like thirsty and lame.
Isn't the equivalent of like beeping at a hot chick and just driving by?
Yeah.
Really not getting anything out of it. Sliding into DMs, especially with flirtatious intent.
Again, mild cheating, but to me, physical touch is cheating. That's just like dumb behavior. That's, inappropriate.
using dating apps while in a relationship.
Yes, that
or
is
even
cheating.
browsing. I agree. This is the worst one so far.
I think so far this is the worst one because if you are on Hinge or Tinder or Bumble or any of the Field, if you're on any of the apps our video guy Spot talks about, then you're up to no good.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Like
There's no reason for that.
Liking someone's Instagram post could be innocent.
I agree.
When you're on a dating site, what's the intention?
Sexting or sending explicit photos to others. Junk shots and sexy shots.
All right, now we're getting it. This
Absolutely. Having backup or emotional side pieces, someone you're keeping warm just in case. Like having a backup.
If you don't vocalize it and you just know it in the back of your head, is that cheating? Like she's on standby, but you're not doing anything?
Well, put it this way. All of this is considered cheating in today's
cool.
world, but there's something else called a gray area, all right?
Oh, great.
And we're not talking about your Paulie Walnuts hairdo you got going
I am
on.
getting older. We're all getting older.
No, we're not talking about that.
Oh.
So the gray area, watching porn. Some couples are fine with it, some aren't. Cheating or not.
If you think watching porn is cheating, you are a bird brain.
But again, to a young person, it depends on what boundaries are set, okay? So Rich, consider Rich the most cheating guy I know.
Ridiculous. Okay, go on.
You know what team Rich plays for? Team Skeet. That's what he plays
get
for.
outta here.
That's his favorite team.
It's funny.
Yeah. He's 49ers, Mets, and Skeet. Clubbing, flirting for fun. What do you think? Gray area.
A gray area because I think if you just fucking talk to someone at a bar, is that cheating? No, but if it's like, hey, by the way, what's your number just in case? Yes, cheating.
Maintaining close friendships with exes.
Dangerous territory. I wouldn't recommend it, but
Yeah,
I don't
what's
think
the point?
Yeah, but I don't think it's cheating if it's open. If you're open about hey, I dated a girl 20 years ago in college and I like her family photos on Facebook.
That's fine if there's no intent there.
Yeah.
Wish them well and
the
all
younger
that.
man's thing, I think.
Keeping secrets. Ooh, women always say omitting is lying. What about keeping secrets? Being intentionally vague about interactions with others. Gray area here. Is that cheating or not?
Just living life.
Micro cheating, small acts of secrecy, flirtation, or emotional intimacy that hint at more. These are gray areas, but what young people consider cheating. So be careful, guys.
Telling you, it's gonna ruin everything. It's gonna ruin everything. AI is gonna ruin everything.
Oh, I've been saying that for a while now.
I was just showing Covino a video clip. Your social media feed, which used to be, sprinkled with let's be honest, good-looking women, some funny videos, people falling, sports updates, all the things that a grown man for the most part has in his algorithm. Just fake stuff now. Fake people. Fake videos.
The people were already fake in that superficial way. Now they're fake.
Yeah. Talk about it.
Iowa Sam on the ones and twos. Danny G, great job with Showboy Mahomes trivia. Patrick Mahomes, I saw him walking out, looked all fired up to take on the Raiders this coming week.
Raiders.
And thank you guys for being here. Few reminders. In for Dan Patrick tomorrow. So if you want to play Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom and win some prizes tomorrow, got to wake up early like Mr. Furley. Got to wake up like the old guy, water the lawn, and join us in for Dan Patrick. We're also going to do Midweek Major like we always do Wednesdays on the show. So in for DP tomorrow. We're streaming live on YouTube right now. Covino and Rich FSR. Be sure to subscribe for free, our new YouTube channel where you could watch what you hear. Covino and Rich FSR. And you heard that promo about our bonus pod. Definitely check it out. I'm really proud of what we do on our show called Overpromised. I think it's a really fun 22 minutes. Hey, give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. It's called Overpromised with Covino and Rich, wherever you stream your podcast, or like we said, you could watch it on Covino and Rich FSR. So there is a fan. He's just a fan like you and me, named Willie Prince Mata. Willie Prince Mata is an influencer of sorts, Dodgers fan, who took his fandom to Miller Park, only to be blown away by, how kind the Brewers fans were to him.
Yeah.
Coming up to him. He's wearing his Dodgers gear. and just how beautiful the experience was. And it's kind of gone viral, and it got us thinking about your best out-of-town stadium experiences. And we're going to get to your phone calls, 877-99 on Fox. But take a listen to Dodgers fan Willie Prince Mata at Miller Park.
To Miller Park, and I'm going to tell you right now, Milwaukeeans are awesome people. The nicest people I think I've ever met. I had a guy give me a free 50-50 raffle ticket just because. Like, they want to make sure you come back and leave a good Google review from Milwaukee. Yeah. And I respect that. I love that. This place is awesome. I gotta see more. And then my guy right here. Let's go, my dog. What's up?
Yo, let me tell you.
You know what it is? It's like being with a really smoking hot chick and like an average looking chick. I'm talking physical, right?
Yeah.
In bed. The hot chick she has this attitude of, you're lucky to be here.
No, I don't need to do much.
I don't need to do much. The quote-unquote average-looking chick is going to try a lot harder to impress. And that's Milwaukee, and that's the truth, because they believe in hospitality. They want
how
to prove
rude.
to you.
Dan Byer, I'm going to tell Dan Byer you called Milwaukee the fat chick.
I said average chick.
I
didn't say the fat chick. No. You thought fat chick. I said average chick.
Sounds
hot. I'm saying they're trying harder to bring you back, because as far as what we are accustomed to think as far as great destinations, you're thinking California, you're thinking New York City, you're thinking all the Miami, Florida, all the hot spots. You're not thinking Milwaukee, when in reality, yeah, they're happy to have you, and it's a great place to be. Rich, you and I have experienced it firsthand as we travel all the Super Bowl destinations.
Yeah.
The bigger cities are the ones that are like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, trust me, Miami.
It's
and,
all the smaller cities
Miami,
that are super pumped to have you.
Miami and Scottsdale, and those always deliver. But when it comes to the other ones, I would say the worst Super Bowl was in New York.
The worst.
And the best one we went to that we were like blown away, Indianapolis.
The best.
Because it was like they were so excited to roll out the red carpet. We saw a baseball all-star game. We went to Kansas City. I remember having great barbecue. The hospitality was fantastic. Everyone was really kind. I think exploring and going to different stadiums will give you that impression. In fact, I agree with this Dodgers fan. For my brother's bachelor party back in the day, he wanted to do a couple baseball stadiums. So we did Wrigley and then drove up to Milwaukee. I was blown away by how when you go to downtown Milwaukee, there's all these bars that have specials like cheese curds and a beer and this and that. And if you buy a beer or like an appetizer, they'll give you a ticket. And that ticket is good for like these little trams and little buses that will drive around and bring you to the stadium so you don't have to drive, worry about drinking and driving. Like Milwaukee Brewers, I would say it's a top 5 experience I've had at another stadium.
How about recently you and I with our buddy Jaime Tavares, our buddy Jaime, took us to see an athletics game in Sacramento. As you guys know, they're playing in Sacramento now, but at a minor league ballpark, the Sacramento River Cats.
That was awesome.
They had a bunch of old people, like they were the welcoming committee, so happy to have you there. Like, hey, young timer, welcome to the Mudcat Stadium. You're a Yankees fan? Welcome. They're just so happy to have you there. That is such a like mind-blasting experience because you're so used to rude behavior. Because here in L.A., they're like, yeah, whatever. Come on in. Get out of here. Where's your ticket? New York, bigger cities, the same thing. That when you experience this, it's so refreshing. So we had that experience just recently, Rich. Like, wow, what a wonderful, wonderful time. People are actually really nice.
It's a treat.
Culture shock.
Yeah, it's a treat for them. And we've heard musicians say this, that sometimes they go play in smaller places, and that's where they really enjoy their concert the most because the fans are so appreciative that you came here. You came to our county,
and they want you to
our
come
state.
back,
Yep.
and they want to leave a good impression on you. It's like I said, it really is the way the hot chick behaves as opposed to the girl who's just, excited to be with you for once.
I'll tell you this. I still think it's cool to see something at Madison Square Garden. I've been to a Notre Dame football game. There's something still special about, that's college football, South Bend, middle of the country. Like, that was a dope experience.
I don't think it takes away from the hot spots.
No,
it's just a different kind of experience.
And you're always going to have different experiences. Like, there are times like, I'm going to get ribbed for this one. Know what I don't enjoy? Wrigley. I've been there, and I feel like Wrigley, because it's such a legacy and such a of legendary, the ivy on the wall Cubbies. It's one of the oldest stadiums. I think that they haven't done a good job of keeping up with food and entertainment and everything.
The difference of here's the feeling. The feeling is this: it's you're lucky to be there versus we're lucky to have you.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're in Wrigley, you're lucky to be there.
Let's go to Jason.
But if you're in Miller Park, we're lucky to have you.
Yeah, happy. Thanks for coming.
It's just that sort of mentality that makes it so different.
Jason, real quick. I know we got to roll soon. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. Hey, how you guys doing? Real quick, I had these two ladies from Green Bay come into my bar. They're here for the balloon fiesta. They gave me their names, numbers, information. They want me to go see a Green Bay Packer game with them.
Yeah, listen, it's smaller town people.
Hospitality,
there's a sense
kindness.
of kindness.
It exists.
Right?
Yeah, it exists. You just have to go to the right places.
That's why I always say I'm so kind. He's a small town boy.
No, it's true. Listen, you cannot find 67-cent chicken wings anywhere near here. Like in the Midwest, there's still Wing Wednesday nights, and you get
how much are they?
67 cents each.
7?
6-7.
Oh,
good
no.
one.
Oh,
But is that a
no.
good deal? You cannot find chicken wings for 60 to 80 cents each.
And if you're not piecing this together again, a Dodgers fan, Willie Prince, just a Dodgers fan, had a culture shock experience because everyone at Miller Park was super kind to him as opposed to Dodgers fans ripping your jersey off.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest.
They're making fun of you the whole
There
game.
are better experiences than others. And if you want to share, at Covino Rich, we'll see you guys mañana. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.